Welcome to the Million Dollar Speaker Podcast. Hi, I'm Arvee Robinson. I'm the Master Speaker Trainer, international speaker, and author of Speak Up, Get Clients, and your host for the Million Dollar Speaker Podcast. This is a podcast where we specialize in teaching you how to be a million-dollar speaker, reach millions of people, and make millions doing it. And today we have a very special guest and friend of mine, Ray Salem. And Ray lives here in Southern California, and he's passionate about helping people to make a difference in their life. He loves making the world a better place for himself and his young daughter. And his company is called Authenticate Pro. And I invited him here today because I wanted him to share with you his experience on the elevator pitch. So Ray, welcome.
Hi, Arvee. Thank you so much for having me.
Excellent. So Ray, tell us a little bit about your company and then how you took it to the elevator pitch, because when I saw that, that was almost like Shark Tank. You were almost like in Shark Tank, but you were in an elevator. So tell everybody a little bit about you and what you do.
Sure. Hi, my name is Ray Salem. I'm the CEO of Authenticate Pro. And I started my company about 3.5, 4 years ago. I used to be a social worker. And as a social worker, you don't make much. So you have to do a side hustle just to, pay the bills. So I always sold items on eBay. And I noticed the counterfeit merchandise problem was getting worse every single year. And consumer confidence got lower every single year. And it became like really frustrating. And I dig in. And I found it's a $1.7 trillion a year problem as of today. And they're expecting it to be a $4 trillion a year in a couple of years. And Amazon writes off about $20 billion a year. You think like, oh, not the big retailer stores. Walmart was selling fake Nike. They're not doing it on purpose. It's such a huge problem. Some of the stuff sneaks in. But I was like, somebody will solve it. I'm sure somebody will figure it out. But until I found out it was connected to human trafficking as a former social worker, I was like, oh man, you know what? I got to do something about it. I dove in, I went all out, and I've been going at it for the past 3.5 years. So, and all we did was putting an unbiased brand expert into the transaction. Like Arvee, you like Louis Vuittons, right?
Right.
Okay. Let's say the one you love is about $4,000 retail.
Right.
But nobody likes to pay retail. Well, at least 99% of us don't like to pay retail. So we look for deals. We go on eBay, Poshmark, secondary stores, or whatever. And you finally find it. And you see it's for sale for $500. A $4,000 bag for $500. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, it's a little too good to be true, but yeah, I want it. I'll buy it.
Well, good. Not 9 out of 10 that we think like, it's too good to be true. There's something wrong with it. It must be a fake. There's something going on. I don't know what it is. You know what? I don't feel safe buying it. That's what usually happens. But what if a unbiased brand expert in Louis Vuitton, certified with a third party, and there's a patent that locks in on the item that anybody could pull up that report publicly. It shows pictures on it, the report expert, and it says it was authentic. Would that give you peace of mind?
Absolutely. And I buy it immediately.
Exactly.
And that's exactly
and that's exactly what we have done. We tested this concept in 2 different stores. One store, we went in there, it's called Clothes Mentor. They have 173 stores nationwide. They tested us in one. Literally, the following month, their sales shot up 49%. Because think about it. A customer comes in, feels safe, they'll buy more. They're like, okay, we thought that was a fluke. Another store went to #1 in sales within 6 weeks. It's called Plato's Closet. And they have 420 stores nationwide. That store went to #1 on sales in 6 weeks on Black Friday and be in all the entire stores. I was like, okay, we're onto something here. Then other stores start signing up, and they see a big increase in sales. We even tested it with an eBay store, and I didn't believe it until I saw it. Their sales shot up 180%, just offering a third party. So we were on to something. So obviously we're not going to stop until we solve this problem.
Nice, nice. Well, I hope you get into some other stores. But let's talk about this elevator pitch. Now, how did you first find out about it?
It was 1 o'clock in the morning. I was watching TV. I couldn't sleep, and I was watching, like, oh, this is interesting, you know, because I'm a big fan of Shark Tank, but this was like a spin-off Shark Tank.
Right. And
I went to Shark Tank casting 3 times. It would have been 4 if it wasn't for this coronavirus thing, because they had one. They had a Shark Tank casting call a couple of days ago up in Morongo. But anyway, they canceled it. I would have went there for the 4th time to get on the show. But anyways, so I was like, oh, you know, let me try out. So I went through their process and their hurdles, their background check, and so on. Even they still don't guarantee airtime, because sometimes you get on the show, they record it, but they still, you know, it's not relevant. They don't use it for some reason. So sometimes that happens. So there's a lot of pressure, especially when you make it on that show, and especially when you get in that elevator, because that's the name of the show. It's called Elevator Pitch, and you have 60 seconds.
So you get in the elevator, and that's when you do your pitch, inside a real elevator. And does the elevator, if you make it, go up or go down?
Well, it's a pretend elevator, but on the show, you get on the elevator, you have 60 seconds to tell your pitch. There's no redos. You got to do it. And the investors in the other room, they hear, when they like what they're hearing, they'll open the elevator pitch. They open the elevator doors, and you walk into the boardroom trying to make a deal. If they don't like it, they'll send you down.
Okay, got it. But they vote, and it's like 2 out of 4. As long as it's 2 out of 4, they open it. And I just loved your reaction when you were like, yes, you were so excited, and you came in, and you were you were funny, which was a smart move.
Yes.
So why don't you play a little bit so we can hear it?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. Let me show you the whole thing. Yeah.
I just love this. I was riveted.
Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Okay. We tested it a minute ago. All right. Give it a second. Oh, for some reason, it's not working. Arvee. Hold on, let me refresh the browser, maybe.
There we go.
I'm sure you could edit that out.
Counterfeit merchandise is
There you go. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, here you go.
Oh, very good.
LifeUnfold.com. Moving on. Next pitch.
There you are, getting on the elevator.
60 seconds begin.
No.
Counterfeit merchandise is a $1.7 trillion a year problem. Yes, I said trillion, and it's getting worse. Hi, my name is Ray Salem. I'm the CEO of Authenticate Pro. We're in God we trust, everything else we authenticate. We're asking for $380,000 in exchange 10% equity in our company. Imagine you're shopping for a gift. Like most of us, we want to get it at a discount. So we shop online or at a discount store. We finally find it, but it's at 80% off. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Is it real? Is it fake? Louis Vuitton, 80% off. What if an unbiased third-party expert said it was authentic? Would that give you peace of mind? That's exactly what we have done. We tested the concept with overwhelming results, and we're getting ready to go into the world and change it. So with your help, we can even get there faster. So open the elevator door. Let's make it happen.
1, time's up.
He lost me at getting ready to go to the world.
Okay. You want me to pause it or keep going?
I would keep going. Well,
Okay.
while it's going, I just want to make a couple notes. Again, traits of $1 million speaker. You started with an attention grabber, really strong attention grabber. And then you worked your faith in there by saying, in everything else, in God we trust. I mean, good move.
Mm-hmm.
You were, you brought yourself in there. And then you said things like peace of mind. And of course, you ended with a big statement of wanting to change the world, right? That was huge. It's so much so they even said something about it. So yeah, very good. Now, can you take us to when they opened the doors?
Yes.
Your reaction, and that is priceless. And they were talking back and forth.
Because that was on the fly.
Yeah.
And we're getting ready to go into the world and change.
And the funny thing is, they opened the first time the door. I walked in normal. I was like, come on, you were so excited. Do it again. So I had to go back into the elevator door. It says, you know what? You need to be more excited. I was like, okay, fine, I'll be more excited. So that's why I jumped.
Okay.
And I jumped so high.
It looks like Tom and I are the only two that voted yes. So you two are about to find out what you missed out on.
I don't trust them. I think they're sandbagging. Let's go.
Let's find out. Open the doors.
Welcome to the board.
Yes! I love elevator pitch. Yes!
All right.
Yeah.
I think I pulled a muscle there. Because I have insurance, right? Awesome. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
We have insurance. We're looking for assurance.
Yeah.
You.
No worries.
How did you come up with this idea?
Well, the reason I did it is I was a social worker and I was selling on eBay. And I noticed consumer confidence regarding the items, authentic or not, got lower and worse every year. And part of my story is you notice that there was many reports that's slave labor or human trafficking to counterfeit merchandise to make the merchandise even cheaper. So I was like, you know what? I got to do something about it. And I went all in.
So what is your process?
We're bringing an expert into the transaction. Let's say you're at a store.
Yes.
You're shopping a Louis Vuitton bag and you see there's a tag on it that has a unique serial number that shows that it's been authenticated. And you can pull it up on an app and it shows what the expert said specifically on that item with pictures. We're in 2 stores right now. And as soon as we went in there, we put up all our banners to say you could authenticate anything in the store. The consumer felt safe and they bought more. Literally, the next month, their sales shot up 49%.
I actually expect it to be authentic if I buy it from a store. Is that like a secondhand store?
Yes, ma'am, the secondary store. An expert could spot a fake a mile away. And all we're doing is putting an expert into the transaction.
So the expert's getting paid for their expertise.
Yes, sir.
The store is getting benefit of your basically stamping the stamp of approval.
Yes, sir.
How do you make money?
By the authentication service and also by the store becoming an authentic store with
Is
us.
it subscription based for the store?
Subscription based plus an authentication fee. The authentication fee range between $20 to $40.
Is there anything special about the technology that you built? Because it feels like that's more
Ray,
important.
let's
say
scoot
you're
over
not
to the
taking
offer.
We lock this
Okay,
up
I
tight.
think he's about to make an offer. Okay.
Yeah.
And also, and we're the first one to do something
I think he's
like
about
this.
to make an
And
offer
the
right now.
380 will give us runway for 16 months. Our goal is to get in 200 stores by the end of 16 months.
I cannot even believe what I'm about to say.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to throw my wild card in.
Whoa, Pete.
Okay.
Now,
Would
what's
you
the
sell
wild
the
card?
company, including the patent, for $300?
Well, because he said no, because he was the first, because initially he said no, but he
Right.
could change his mind. He only gets one wild card, so he used it to change it from a no to a yes, so he can make an offer.
He only gets one
Yeah.
what? With you, or he only gets one for the day?
For the day.
As a U.S. Air Force veteran and as a former social worker, we don't stand down from any big fights. And I need to get
$380,000. Call it a day. Move on to your next project. No risk.
it's going to be a hard no, sir. But thank you, though. That's very nice.
So
It's all
tell
good.
us,
Anybody else?
stop this for a minute because we were talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And tell us what the offer was. Tell us what
He
the
wanted
offer
to buy. He wanted to buy the entire company for $380,000.
Oh, is that right?
That was his offer. Yes.
Oh, it's worth so much more.
Well, it's just at that time it was just a concept, and after the after the episode air, we secured more stores and so on. So we got more traction, more credibility. So it's growing.
Well, and the other guy, and somebody wanted the patent or something, right? Or the intellectual property or something. What was that about?
Well, there's a patent pending, and there's a patent. Right now we're in patent pending, and they want to make sure you already have the patent before they invest. And obviously it makes sense. Like, yeah.
And you told them you were patent pending.
Yes, absolutely. And usually it takes about 3 to 5 years to hear back from the patents office. So we keep working until we get there.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. I love that. Good job. Wow.
Thank you.
So you had them at your fingertips. And here's the thing, you were persuasive from the beginning to the end. You were persuasive. You said the right things. I mean, tell us how long you practiced that pitch, that 60-second pitch. How long did you practice it?
Oh my, I at least said it in my head that day at least 1,000 times, at least.
Right.
And the thing is, and I knew, because you only have one shot. So even though you stumbled, you got to figure it out and keep going, because the last thing you want to do is like, oh, I stop, I can't do it. Like, no, you got to keep doing it. And at the end, I stumbled, but I kind of like picked myself up, and I was like, open the elevator, I'll call to action. Open the elevator doors, let's make it happen. It kind of worked out.
Oh, that was an ad lib? Because it sounded fantastic.
I know.
That was great. It was great. Everything was entirely fabulous.
It was not. I had some help upstairs.
So it's God helping you. Well, and you gave him the glory in the first couple seconds when you said you leave everything up to him. But I just want to make it clear to everyone, when you craft a pitch perfectly, the perfect pitch, and it has all the elements of that attention grabber, a tiny bit about yourself, which you chose to bring out, your faith, using words and benefits that people want to hear, like peace of mind, making a difference, helping the people out by having something, being authentic, authenticated. I mean, you did all the right things, practicing it, having that call to action at the end. The call to action at the end was open that door, open the elevator door right now. You told them exactly what you wanted. You did it all with enthusiasm. You did it all with sincerity. You did it all with honesty. You did it all with, vocal variety. And you only had 60 seconds. And this is what I tell people anymore. We don't have a lot of time. We have to be very concise in our message and very, very clear. And it takes practice. It takes rehearsal. All the time. People just aren't willing to put in the work that it takes to really get good. And the $1 million speakers do. They know what it takes to be good. And they're willing to put in the time. And you did that. And you could have sold your company for $380. Now, let me ask you, why would they let you, like Shark Tank, counter offer? Could you have countered offered and said, no, it'll be $1 million?
Well, the thing is, I was in there for almost an hour. You only see like 5 minutes. They edit it and they put it all together.
Oh, wow.
So, believe it or not, I was getting beat up in there. And I'm trying to take it a positive, no matter what they're saying to me, I'm taking it a positive way so I could learn. But they're beating me up in a good way, like more constructive.
Oh, tell us a little bit.
But I learned a lot.
Tell us a little bit about something maybe that you remember that constructive-wise, that you learned from, so we can all learn from it too.
Well, sometimes I catch myself doing it too. I assume they know what I do, what's the process is. No, they have no clue whatsoever. So sometimes I say something like, no, they don't even know it. So I have to like break it down even slower and let them know until they're comfortable, then they'll come up with it. So that's why I always start from scratch with everybody. Like, okay, this is what we're doing. Oh, I already know that. Okay, great. So this is what we're doing.
Good. Yeah. You know, one thing that surprised me is just listening to the 60 seconds. And then when you went in the room, that's when I first realized it was an app. Before that, I didn't know it was an app, you know, so that was.
And I thought,
excuse me.
I thought me holding the phone, it'll show you like, hey, God bless you. And I thought, show them the app. That's exactly what it is. But
yeah. Now, why were you carrying
but
the
now
notebook?
I know. So now, well, for some reason, God bless you.
Thank you.
I thought we were gonna work out a deal, and whatever you bring with you, you get to show them proof. I want to show them proof that we're in stores. Show them like whatever I said. I had backup documents.
Got it.
Because anybody could say anything, but you need to back it up. And I thought, especially with somebody writing a check, they want to see like, hey, show me some proof. But I didn't know that, so I just took it with me just in case.
Okay. Now you got 2 offers, didn't you? You got one for someone to buy it, and
No,
then
just one.
Just that one.
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you got another one from one of the 2 people that said yes in the first place, but they just said that without the patent, they really couldn't invest. Is that right?
No, absolutely. And part of the reason, like when I did this, like, okay, I'm doing everything that I can. I need to learn more. So then I joined a called Accelerator Program. An accelerator program, anybody that doing a startup is it's basically boot camp for business to understand what investors for and what they asking for and so on. You got to know your stuff because they'll pick out an amateur a mile away.
Yeah.
And then thank God I just graduated from it, and it put me at a different level. Now I know exactly what they're looking for. If I would do this all over again, I'll probably do it differently. And I would have a different ask because I know exactly where I'm at. And that's what they're looking for. So I recommend anybody, first, do your elevator pitch. Take Arvee Robinson's class to get better at it. Then take an accelerator program so you can get better at your business and at your startup.
Well, now, what is this accelerator program? That didn't have anything to do with this, right?
No, it's totally separate. It's basically like let's say you want to do a business, okay? Oh, okay, I need to look for investors. I'm like, well, all right. Well, investors are going to ask you some questions, like, where's your business plan? Where's your performa? Where's your I mean, like a bunch of stuff. Like, what is that? The accelerator program prepares you for all of that.
Okay.
It's basically boot camp in 2 months.
Okay. So now, one thing good I love about the show, they gave you a copy of the show that you can use and put anywhere, right? That you own. I love that. Ray, I am so proud of you for doing this.
Thank you. Well, it's all God gets all the glory, and you just got to keep moving forward. That's the life of an entrepreneur. You keep getting punched. You just got to keep moving forward, especially with this coronavirus thing. It's definitely punch in the gut. You know what? You got to get up and keep moving.
Well, now I think you're ready for Shark Tank.
Believe me, I'm a different person when I did that. When I go back there again, I'm more rounded. I know exactly what to say, how to say it, and what to do, and so on.
Good, good. Well, you did good. So if there was anybody that's listening and they were thinking about going on elevator pitch, what advice would you give them?
Okay. Other than taking your class, the thing is, you have 60 seconds. In hindsight, like, oh, that's very little time. But in reality, if you structure it correctly, it's perfect. But you got to be precise and exact. I'm telling you, investors or anybody or our audience, they literally give you like 4 seconds. And in 4 seconds, if they're not interested, believe it, they're gonna check out. Like, oh, did I do the laundry? Did I iron my shoe? I mean, literally, you have 4 seconds.
Anybody.
So I was like, okay, how can I go in there? Yeah, how can I go in there and grab their attention right away and get them engaged? So, and obviously there's a formula to that, and you just gotta follow it.
Excellent. Now, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, Ray, for your own, business, or just to ask about this more, how would they do that?
Absolutely. They could email me or call me, Ray at AuthenticatePro.com, or go to my website, AuthenticatePro.com, or give me a call, 714-603-6649.
All right, great. Now, is there any last words you want to leave our audience with?
Keep moving forward. Keep learning. The struggle is part of the process. And as Arvee said, that when she went to Mount Sinai on a camel,
Yep.
she was freaking out the first time, but the camel has been doing it forever. You could go up the mountain all by yourself in the first time. You could accomplish it, but you'd be freaked out, scared. It'll take you longer unless you have an experienced person that's been there, like what I just told you, how to get through the channels and get there faster. And especially if they've done it like 100 times, like Arvee, and she could walk you through it. So definitely, and mentor definitely helps.
Mentors, absolutely. And you had some mentors that helped you with this this pitch as well, right? Did anybody help you along the way?
Well, like as an entrepreneur, like sometimes you got to do it yourself and learn.
Right.
And I take whatever I learned in the past and trying to put it together. And as soon as I hit a wall, like, okay, I need to ask somebody. And that's when the accelerator program, I got advisors, I got CTOs to get on board because they're smarter than me. And you need to recognize, what your strengths are, but also you got to be humble and know what your weaknesses are. Nobody knows it all. Nobody. And if somebody says it, they're lying through their teeth, and nobody would even believe them. So you got to know what your strengths and your weaknesses, and you got to bring the right team together, and also mentors. They've been there before, and they can guide you through it.
Right. Excellent. All right, Ray. Well, thank you so much for being on the
Thank
show.
you so much, Arvee. It was a lot of fun.
So much for sharing your experience with us. I think it's really awesome. So that's it for today. And tune back in for our next episode of The $1 Million Speaker.